Okay, buckle up, buttercup. This ain't no walk in the park. They call me Dr. Finch. Or, they used to. Now they call me a liability, a danger to society. Which, let's be honest, isn't entirely unfair. You see, I've always been fascinated by the impossible. Dinosaurs? Been there, cloned that. Hypothetically, of course. My grant applications kept getting denied on ethical grounds. But Frankenstein's monster? Now that's a challenge. My life's work. That's what I called it. A reanimated, let's just say individual, stitched together from various sources. I named him Sparky because science. Plus, I thought it was ironic, considering his origin story involved a spark. The higher-ups at Genetech thought I was nuts. Frankenstein's monster? Really, Finch? Next you'll be telling us you're raising Cthulhu in the break room. Honestly, if I had the resources, I probably would. But alas, I was stuck with Sparky. We built him a special enclosure, a heavily fortified bunker hidden beneath the Genetech research facility. Think Jurassic Park meets a really bad episode of Doctor Who. The walls were reinforced steel, the doors were triple locked, and the ventilation system was designed to withstand, well, pretty much anything. I considered it a secure containment. They now considered it a monumental failure. For a while, things were interesting. Sparky wasn't quite the rampaging brute they'd expected. He was surprisingly introspective. He mumbled a lot, mostly about existential dread and the inherent loneliness of being a patchwork abomination. I tried to offer him therapy, but my supervisor threatened to report me to HR for inappropriate use of company resources. Sheesh. You can't even try to help a monstrous creation lamenting his own existence anymore. Then, things got loud. One night, the alarm started blaring. Red lights flashed. The whole 9 yards of scientific panic. I rushed to the control room, tripping over a stray coffee mug in the process. Smooth. Finch. Real smooth, I muttered to myself. On the monitors, I watched in horror as Sparky evolved. He'd always been physically imposing, but now he was bigger, stronger, and if I wasn't mistaken, slightly greener. And he was very, very angry. He mutated, someone yelled. His DNA is unstable. Unstable? Honey? His DNA looks like it threw up a bowl of alphabet soup after a night of heavy drinking, I retorted, frantically trying to access the emergency lockdown protocols. Turns out the unstable DNA thing was an understatement. Sparky had somehow absorbed trace amounts of a experimental gene therapy serum we were working on. Don't ask. Corporate espionage. Yada yada, scientific mumbo-jumbo. The serum, designed to enhance muscle mass and skeletal density, had reacted with Sparky's unique physiology. So here I am, holed up in the control room with a handful of terrified technicians, listening to the sounds of metal twisting and concrete shattering. Sparky is loose, and he's on a rampage. Anyone have any bright ideas? I asked, adjusting my glasses. Besides moving to Antarctica and becoming a penguin farmer? A young intern, barely old enough to drink, legally anyway, piped up. Didn't you say he was kind of emo? I squinted. Emo? He complained about the meaninglessness of existence. Yeah? Why? Maybe we can play him some My Chemical Romance? Everyone stared at him. I paused, thinking, all right, let's give it a shot. We wired up the speakers in the main corridor and blasted, "Welcome to the Black Parade." And believe it or not, it worked. Sparky actually seemed to slow down. His roaring became more of a mournful wail. It bought us enough time. Emergency teams arrived, armed with tranquilizer darts the size of baguette. They managed to subdue him. For now, I'm being debriefed now, mostly yelled at. They're threatening to shut down the entire project, to erase all traces of Sparky. But you know what? I think I'm onto something. Maybe, just maybe, with the right playlist, we can actually rehabilitate him. I mean, the world needs a big, green, angsty monster, right? After all, what's the worst that could happen? Besides, they said I couldn't do it, and I am nothing if not spitefully persistent. Now, excuse me, I have a giant Frankenstein's monster to comfort with some tunes from the early 2000s. And maybe some ice cream. Everyone likes ice cream. Even giant green monstrosities with an existential crisis. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it.